Hi guys.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Welcome back to another episode of the Consistency Code podcast. What is this now? Episode 11?
Episode 11.
Crazy. Time flies when you're having fun.
It does every week. I love it. I
Yeah,
love it.
I know. I know. I can't believe it's already we're already over halfway through April.
The
That's
year is moving super fast.
yeah, we're almost halfway through
Mm,
2026 already.
which is so crazy. But it's still
Welcome.
winter outside, so it doesn't even
It's
feel
I
like
know.
it.
Let's not talk about that.
Oh, sorry, sorry. Yeah, yeah. Okay. My bad, my bad.
Don't piss me off right now, okay? At least it's sunny today, so I can pretend like
Not
it's
here. Not here, it's not. No, it's just snow and puddles.
yeah, there's a ton of snow here too still, but I'm
It
just
feels like it's a Debbie Downer. It's a Debbie Downer outside, but on the other hand, we have a really good episode coming your way today.
we do.
We have a really good episode. Today do you want to explain what we're talking about?
Yeah, so we're gonna dive into routine building
Mm.
and maybe call you out on some things you're doing that that
Call you out
hold
on some
you
things.
back in terms of routine.
Mhm.
We're going to talk about why most routines tend to fail. We're going to tap into the mindset of waiting for the quote unquote perfect time to start. It's
Mhm.
literally a trap. And just give you some suggestions on how to reframe that mindset, how to reframe your routine so that it works for you, how to navigate busy situations, life events, etc. And yeah, just general real life application.
Yeah, and which is always a good thing because sometimes we take things we see on social media or people talking about certain things and run from it, and sometimes it's just not how reality works when it comes to building a routine because it's always going to be person based, right? Like what works for Bella might not work for me or vice versa. So that's basically the main point of today. And we got some very specific things too that we will bring up because I feel like we're all victim to certain things, and that's okay, but also recognition is a good thing.
Exactly.
Calling it
Sometimes
out.
you just
Yeah.
need to be called out.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But yeah, the one most important thing, I don't know if Bella said, is if your routine that you have on your day-to-day basis right now is only working when everything is perfect, then it's not your routine. It might work for somebody else, but it's just not for you, which is not a big deal. Sometimes tweaking certain things will be in your best interest, even though you want to make some things work so bad, but they're just not falling in line. It's going to be a headache, always.
The reason you keep falling off track is probably because your routine only works when everything is perfect, when everything is perfectly in alignment. And that's
Mm.
why I'm gonna say it bluntly, that is not the routine for you. That is not the structure for you.
It's
Because
not.
you know how the saying goes, you can't fit a square peg into a round hole.
Mm.
So trying to force a routine that may work for somebody else or a routine that you see your favorite influencer, TikToker do is probably not going to work for you, and that's why you can't stay consistent with it.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes why your routine might be failing is because if you're trying to fit something that doesn't make sense while you work a full-time job or this and that, or you have children, that's a really big thing. Your routine, the 20-year-old that's not, let's say, in school or is whatever, but doesn't have children and doesn't have a career, is doing certain things, your life is not going to look like that. When people say we don't all have the same 24 hours, that's going to fall into our 24 hours don't look the same as in what we have to get done. But at the same time, you can have real life goals that will happen if structured differently from other people's, even though it looks very enticing. Like I see girls every day, and I'm sure that you do too, who go to Pilates, do their 60 minutes of cardio, train on top of that, get their 10,000 steps in, blah, blah. Of course, we all want to be that productive, but also, what does productive really look like? Is it what's being sold to us, or is it what we're getting done that might not be that grand in the bigger picture, but it's still productive? So I think that's a big thing too.
Yeah, and to touch on that, don't forget that what you see on social media is 95% of the time a highlight reel.
Exactly.
So, like, all the time we see what I eat in a day is like a day in my life. That kind of content that you're consuming is obviously scripted and perfected to show you the best version of that creator's life, right?
Exactly.
Like when we're, at least for me, like when I'm filming a video like that, like yeah, I'm gonna make it look pretty on camera. I'm gonna make it look aesthetic. And maybe that's a habit that I should break. Maybe that's like something I'm guilty of. But like point being that what you see on social media is not always reality, right?
Exactly.
We see the positives and the roses and daisies on social media, and we don't see, or more often than not, we don't see like the hardships and like what a true day to day really looks like. So just bear that in mind. So the reason that most routines tend to fail is because people, and I see this like time and time again, people build their routines around three things. Motivation being the
Mhm.
biggest one. Free time. When do I have time to do X, Y, and Z in my day? Ideal schedules. So, in a perfect world, what is my routine going to look like? And you almost paint this perfect world scenario in your head and you tell yourself, okay, this is what my day to day is going to look like moving forward. This is how I'm going to get everything done that I need to in order to accomplish my physique goal. And that's just not realistic at the end of the day. Reality is that your life is inconsistent. So if your routine is built around this like perfect ideal situation, then obviously you're not going to be able to stay consistent with that.
Mhm.
And then you just end up getting frustrated with yourself and friction starts to build. And the more friction that you have towards this routine, the more you're going to start resenting it and the lower your adherence is going to be because you're just going to build up this self belief that, like, it's not working for you, nothing's working for you. You give up and then you try to give it another shot and then you give up again. And it's like this yo yo cycle. And it's incredibly hard to get out of that cycle once you're in it. So that is like the sequence of events that I tend to see through people who come to me for coaching, just people I see on social media, whatever it is. That tends to be the biggest thing.
100%. And you're so right when you talk about the free time thing, especially because I completely forgot about that. And it's always the same thing with when can I fit this in with like a perfect, hey, like I have a break here or this and this. We need to, that's when the conversation of learning how to be uncomfortable sometimes comes in, not being miserable, but uncomfortable. And I think we've merged in uncomfortable with being miserable so much, where if something does not align perfectly, then I'm just gonna go through hell trying to get it done. And that's going to be the worst enemy for you. If you wake up at 9 a.m. because you have a 9 to 5, let's say, not being able to do movement right in the morning because you're tired, but also at 5 o'clock when you're off, you're even more tired. Now you have to pick, right? But it's impossible to pick because you don't want to wake up early to get it done because you're going to be too tired. But then after work, it's like you're so demotivated, which then the motivation comes in. The quicker you learn there's no perfect time, the faster things get done. So, hey, I woke up at 7 a.m., I got some sort of movement in, whether it be a lift, a walk, cardio, anything. Now I can go about my day, and at 5 o'clock, if I wanted to just go to bed, I can, realistically. But if we can't be uncomfortable waking up a few hours before work to get something like movement done, then we're gonna have a really shitty time trying to fit it in anywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And that ties back to building a routine that fits your schedule, not trying to follow somebody else's routine. And
Yeah.
also, there's a stigma. I feel like there's a stigma around like accomplishing your fitness goals that, or going through bodybuilding prep, whatever it is, that you have to quote unquote suffer in order to get from A to B. And I hate that notion so much because you're going to be suffering if you're trying to force yourself into a routine and lifestyle that doesn't work for you and your schedule. Because, yeah, something that works for me is not going to work for Nancy over there with three kids, a
Who the hell is
corporate
Nancy?
9 to 5 job.
Who's
And
Nancy? I'm sorry, Nancy was a first name, hey? I'm so dead. Gosh, yeah. But it's true, yeah.
I didn't want to use the name Karen's.
Yeah, that'll be worse, I feel like. No, you did good. Go on.
But you understand the point I'm trying to get across here. You don't have to suffer. You just have to find structure and routines that work for
Hmm.
you. And that's why it's so important to also work with a coach who is willing to accommodate your lifestyle and your nutrition preferences, your food preferences, and build you a meal plan that satisfies your whole family. So you're not trying to cook 3 different meals every single day. And like find a workout program that works for you. So if that means only going to the gym like 3 or 4 times a week, like that's fine because 70% adherence is, or sorry, yeah, 70% adherence over 365 days is better than 100% adherence for only 5 out of 365 days.
Hmm. Percent. And just to let you know, that quote of "you need to suffer during a prep" was created by a man. I want to just put that out there. It was created by a man because I see it every single day on Instagram. You're not suffering. That means nothing's happening.
You're not going
Oh
hard enough if you're not suffering.
gosh.
Bullshit.
Like it's like cut it out, and that's where like it's the same people that say that are the same people that say women should not work out like men. There's only one way to work out realistically. Like I
Yeah,
don't know what you want me to say here, you know?
pick up
So
a weight and put it down. Like,
it's just so much out there, and it's like the suffering during prep is the worst one because people will burn themselves to the ground trying to make sure that everything's as painful as possible. What are you talking about? We're trying to make it as easy as possible.
if anything, if you push yourself to the point of actual suffering, you're only stressing your body out physically way
Hmm.
more than it needs to be and stalling your progress. So like that whole stigma is just like so redundant.
It just doesn't do anybody any good, and the faster we
No.
learn that, the better. Because I've seen bodies fight back. I've had my body fight back, trying to do more and more and more, and I was genuinely like just going
Exactly.
through it. And guess what? Those times are gonna do so much harm for your physique and for your mental that you're gonna go to show day and be like, I'm so glad this shit's done and never do it again.
Like, to put it into perspective, think of it this way. If you are trapped on a desert island with limited food and limited water, your body is going to go into, yes, this like starvation mode. It's going to start to burn or utilize calories more efficiently.
Mhm.
And it's not going to burn calories as quickly because it knows that you have limited food and limited water.
Yeah.
Think about how stressed you're going to be stuck on a desert island. Like cortisol is going to go through the roof. So that's like the analogy I like to compare like extreme dieting to. If you underfuel yourself for a long period of time, that same effect is going to happen on your
Yeah.
body. If you put yourself into that state of suffering, then yeah, stress is going to go up. You're not going to see the results that you're hoping for. Your body's going to get stuck. You're going to hit a plateau.
Exactly. And same thing goes for when you're going back to being like dependent on motivation and time and this and that. Same thing applies to failing to get certain things done that will hinder your routine. Because if you have the perfect routine set for yourself and you're failing to do the tasks of, let's say, preparing meals or setting a specific time to go and train or do cardio or whatever, the failures to do those things are just going to trickle down and everything's going to get ruined throughout your so-called routine that you built because I've heard so many people who genuinely believe that meal prepping is sent from hell. Like, it is the hardest thing to do and it's impossible and it takes so much time. On a Sunday, I take about 2 hours. 2 hours tops, okay, because I hate being in the kitchen for longer. And for the 5 days or 6 days, whatever, because once a week we do have a free meal that I just, I save a little bit here and there. My meals are done. My breakfast, I never prep it because I just make it. But if your 3 meals a day are cooked and ready to go, that's only gonna better your routine rather than it be a drag. It's a huge thing.
It's funny that you bring that up actually, because I had this conversation with one of my clients yesterday. Um, and she was like, "Oh, I'm traveling again this week." And my issue is whenever I'm traveling, then I come back home like later on Sundays, and then I don't get my meal prep done on Sundays. And I was like, "Well, what does your meal prep process look like?" And she was explaining it all to me, and I'm like, "Girl, you are way overcomplicating this shit. It does not need to take that much time. I would say cooking itself should take you an hour tops, and then maybe another half hour to like actually weigh out and portion out each of your meals. But just to like ingredient prep, toss chicken breast in the air fryer, toss potatoes or sweet potatoes in the air fryer, veg in the oven, ground beef or ground turkey on the stovetop, and all of this can be cooking at the same time. And realistically, none of those things take more than like 15, 20 minutes. Like maybe your potatoes take 20 minutes in the air fryer. Shrimp, less than 10 minutes in the air fryer.
Oh yeah, it's a quick one, yeah.
Yeah, like chicken breast, 15 minutes. Ground beef cooks in like 10 minutes on the stove. And then you have like multiple protein sources. Rice in the rice cooker, that's easy enough. That is done in 20, 30 minutes, depending how much you're cooking. Now you suddenly have protein, carbs, and veg all ready to go. Oh, and I didn't even mention frozen veg. Like, you can buy that frozen, then you don't even have to worry about cooking it. Ultimately, most of you are overcomplicating this whole process, and personally, I tend to recommend to my clients that they just ingredient prep rather than try to meal prep everything, because weighing and portioning everything out, it is time consuming, right? But if you break it up and just do it like night before work every single day, it doesn't feel as time consuming. So bulk prep your ingredients and then weigh out your food like night before, so you don't have to worry about it morning of before work. But yeah, you can make it efficient. You don't need to be doing this whole extravagant meal prep thing. And also, if you're trying to create fancy recipes and meal prep like chili, or meal prep this like fancy stir fry or like pasta dish, whatever it is, like, yeah, that's going to be not only much harder to track, but it's going to be more time consuming too. So stick to the basics work.
Exactly, and like I'm all for boring meal preps. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get so lazy. I'll turn on the oven, babe. I have my veg, potatoes, and chicken all seasoned, like whatever in there. In the oven, not thinking about it. It gets cooked, and then I'm separating it. Done. So, like,
That simple meal prep hits the hardest, I swear.
oh, it's so good. I'm gonna be honest with you, it's the best thing I've like thought of. Like, the air fryer was like pissing me off so bad, so I was like, let me try the oven, and it slaps. Also,
Yeah.
when you mentioned traveling, that's like a whole different conversation with traveling, because that shit gives me a headache when people like other people will, when it comes to traveling, it's like, oh my gosh, it's such a headache to think about the food and this and this. If you're traveling within your country, ask Bella. Bella put me on, because when I was traveling for my last show, I asked her like, hey, like, how did you pack your food to go? And she told me a hack, and when I tell you I've never gone back since, babe, I'm taking my frozen cooked ground beef in that bag with me. I promise you that.
Yep.
It
Again,
works.
you are overcomplicating it. Like, forget about the plane. Like, just take your meal prep the exact same way you would if you were staying at home. The plane is what's stressing you out.
Just
Like,
pack it.
just pack it. Just
Ziploc
put
bags
it
are, I
in Ziploc.
love me a good, sometimes I just don't want to carry a whole container like for my one meal on the plane. So when I tell you I have a little Ziploc, my beef's in there, potatoes, rice, and then I have veggies, and I'm locking it up with some salt, and that's a bagged meal. Anybody? Yeah, it still hits. I'm so sorry.
And
Yeah.
you know what also you can do is, so you say you're bringing 2 meals with you on the plane for like travel day. Put one in a container and one in a Ziploc bag. You eat your first meal out of the container, and then you can put meal 2 into the container
Hmm.
once you're done. So
I
then
like
you only have to
that.
bring one container instead of 2, and if you don't want to eat out of a Ziploc bag, you don't have to. So,
People hearing us talk about this, some will consider this as hella disordered, by the way. Do you really need to
oh,
take
I
a
know.
bagged
I
meal?
know.
Do you really have to eat a
Oh
bagged
my
meal?
God, you're really bringing your food on the plane?
Like, it's.
How
I'd
about,
rather not.
would you rather go to like whatever burger joint is in the airport or Subway? Probably not. What's gonna make you feel good? Your
Probably
prep,
that bagged meal. Sorry, yeah, prepped, not bagged. Sorry, your bagged meal.
your bag
Yeah,
meal.
it's true. Yeah, it's
And
so
then
true.
while we're on this topic, this actually wasn't a planned part of this episode,
Ooh,
but
tell me.
it's valuable. So let me tell you guys, I traveled to 6 shows last
Mm.
year across the country, mind you, I did 3 shows in Toronto. So I flew to Toronto twice. And when I'm traveling for these shows, obviously I'm in peak week. Everything has to be meticulous, bang on, no room for error. but it is not that difficult. So what I do is I prep all of my food like I normally would. So I'm bulk prepping beef and chicken and shrimp typically I'm bringing with me, or maybe only like 2 out of 3 of those. I'm bringing hella rice with me, and hella asparagus.
How do you pack
So
your rice?
rice, so I cook it and then I just put it into a Ziploc bag, like a large zip. Typically, I bring like a full large Ziploc bag of rice with me, and same with ground beef. Like I'll put that into a bag, chicken breast or shrimp, put that into a bag, and you just put it in like a grocery, one of those like grocery bags that you have to pay like 50 cents for at Safeway or
Mhm.
whatever, those like reusable ones. Yeah. Typically I'll put all of my Ziplocs into one of those bags with an ice pack, just fold it up, toss it in my suitcase, and it stays cold for like the duration of my travel day. Then when you get to the hotel, put it in your mini fridge in the hotel, call ahead and ask for a microwave in your room. Super handy so that then you can just heat up your meals in your hotel room. You should have your meal prep containers from your travel day that you can rinse, and if you want to go the extra mile, even bring like a mini little dish soap thing so you can like wash them out in your hotel room. And if you need to, Instacart stuff when you get there, but typically I always just pack like either a jar of nut butter if I'm checking a bag. If not, then like you can get those little like mini packets of nut butter.
You can?
Yeah, off Amazon actually.
How do you even know that? How did you even come upon that? That's my question.
Because I like to search Amazon for like fun nut butter flavors that
I'm
you can get
so
in
dead.
stores.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's a
And
good hack.
yeah, it's a good
'Cause-
hack.
yeah, because I would go there, I would go to my shows, and like, because after you taught me what you taught me, I wasn't, because we'd always do like an Airbnb grocery shop and then cook everything. That was a hell. So this was so much easier, but every time I went there, I would have to buy a whole jar of nut butter that I would use max like 30 grams of, and then have to throw it out before I come back.
Yeah,
So it's like, that's a good find. I'm gonna have to look into that.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
super handy. Obviously, if you're not in prep, like you pack like protein powder, protein bars with you. Honestly, a lot of hotel breakfasts have like fresh fruit and hard-boiled eggs, which is always a hack for breakfast. So there are ways that you can stay on track while you're
Yeah.
traveling, and it doesn't need to be that difficult. And sure, will some people question you for bringing your meal prep?
But yeah, I was at a Chipotle eating my bagged meal, and they were looking at me like this, walking outside. It was a nice sunny day. I was outside with my little Ziploc and a fork in there, and looked like I killed their firstborn. I was like, girl, just walk, keep walking.
Yep. And what speaks for itself is the fact that bodybuilders will always get from A to B. We'll make it through our preps, we'll crush our physique goals. Like there's no like yes, there's gonna be sometimes hiccups in the road, but like we'll always crush our
Mhm.
goals, right? It's it's the lifestyle clients who are like, oh, this isn't working for me. I've hit a plateau. Like, and
Mhm.
I'm not saying you need to be as regimented as like we are in prep, because
No.
that's not a sustainable lifestyle to live. But when you pre-plan the way bodybuilders do, when you go that extra mile from time to time to stay on track rather than just opting for the easy, convenient option,
Hmm.
it does make a huge difference in the long run. So
Yeah,
that's
that's
my
a really
spiel
good,
on that.
and I love
Which
that.
I think ties is the perfect time to transition into the perfect time, waiting for the perfect time
Mm,
mindset trap.
it's
AKA, I'll start on Monday, I'll start on January 1st, I'll start when things calm down, I'll start after my vacation. The reality is that when you are telling yourself to start on X day or the perfect time, then you're teaching yourself to avoid discomfort. And the hard truth is, if you can't learn how to execute when life gets busy, when stressors are higher, then ultimately you won't sustain your results.
mhm,
If your plan requires a perfect week, you're never going to have a perfect week, right?
exactly.
You need to learn how to be able, or you need to be able to build yourself a routine, and yeah, a routine that works for you on a chill week, that works for you on a busy week, that works for you when something unexpected comes up, that works for you when you go on vacation, that works for you over the holidays. That's
Yeah.
what's going to drive results rather than saying, oh, well, I'm gonna wait until Monday, or I'm gonna wait until the new year, I'm gonna wait until whatever it is, because then you're telling yourself that you're only gonna be able to achieve your goals
Hmm.
when life is easy, when life is perfect.
Yeah, build your routine for your worst day. It's a good
Hmm.
one. Because if you're building as if, something might go wrong, and if, as in like, plans might change, I might be at work longer than expected, this and that, when you plan that way, every day is gonna go smoother than before. Because now it's like, hey, just in case I don't feel, I'll give you a good example here. Just in case I don't feel good to work out at 5 p.m., gym is at peak rush hour, let's say. Traffic's insane outside. I just want to go home, eat, maybe go for a walk with my dog. So I might not want to work out after work. Okay, I'm gonna actually wake up, like I said, and train, do this. That way I feel good that that I did what I promised for myself. That's self-care, is living up to what you said that you would do for yourself. That way you're planning for your worst day in case all the BS happens after work. You're past that. So now if traffic's bad, gym's packed, this and that, you don't have to attend because that's a bad look, and you don't have to be there because your stuff's already done. That's how you plan for your worst day. Thank you.
Hmm. Get it done first thing in the morning. I love that, especially when I'm on like vacation as well, or if you're out of your normal routine. Get your non-negotiables done first thing in the morning. Even actually, I will say part of my everyday morning routine is getting 2 to 3 thousand steps first thing in the morning. I have my walking pad, and I will say I'm guilty of scrolling Instagram like first thing in the morning. I wake up and I like to see everyone's updates, okay? I like to keep up with my friends on Instagram. So what I'll do is kill two birds with one stone. Instead of or laying in bed and scrolling Instagram, I'll get up, I'll make my greens, and I'll go on my walking pad and scroll Instagram while I'm getting steps in. I like starting my morning with steps. It wakes me up, it makes me feel good. It also helps to, funnily enough, suppress your appetite. If you go for a little walk, like first thing in the morning, just calms down your nervous system and stabilizes blood sugar versus like eating right out of the gate. Anyway, that just helps me bang out like 2 to 3 out of my 10K steps for the day, and it feels more manageable to hit that step goal later in the day once I've already banged out like a third of them.
It feels so good when you know that, hey, I'm 5K steps in. This is like a no-brainer now. Mm,
Yeah,
that's a
no,
really, really good
that's why
thing.
I also recommend like going for a little 10-15 minute digestion walk after every meal. That way you're breaking your steps up throughout the day. Not only is it helping with your digestion, it also makes your steps feel more manageable versus getting to 5 p.m., 6 p.m., and you're like, oh shit, I still have 8,000 steps to do. Like, obviously, that's going to feel a lot more harder to attain and sustain every single day versus building a routine like we've been talking about this whole episode that works for you.
Exactly. Yeah, and you never have to on while we're saying plan for your worst day and build the perfect routine for you, you are human at the end of the day, and things will happen where you have busier days than not, or this and that, like your kids are sick, whatever the case might be. It does hacking certain things does not equate to failure either. So if you have to cut your workout in half and whatever, or you can't get your full 10, 12, or 8,000 steps in, that's fine. As long as you did something and your intention was there, that also adds on to you building a routine because you're still making it work. But if you have to cut things short or this and that, it doesn't always mean that now your routine has failed and it doesn't work for you. Off days are fine. Not every day is going to be a perfect day. Sometimes you might sleep in. Okay, cool. I'll treat this like a rest day. I'll be back in there tomorrow. What equates to you're failing yourself is when that one rest day turns into I'm not going to go back for the next month and a half. So then just know the difference there because again, things happen, but it should not happen. You should not make it a habit to go with that one bad day like it's a bad year.
I think that also ties into like the all or nothing mentality that we've touched on in previous episodes where,
Yeah.
one bad thing, one little deviation happens, and suddenly you're like, well, there's no point in me even trying anymore.
Hmm.
And like I mentioned before, it's like spilling a splash of coffee on your shirt and then saying, well, It's already ruined. I may as well just dump the entire coffee on me.
To hell with everything. Yeah.
Yeah, like in what world does that make sense?
Yeah.
So,
So
yeah, if
all
you
or
have an off
nothing.
day, totally fine. Don't dwell in it. Don't feel guilty about it. Just get back to your routine the next
Exactly.
day.
Yeah, I've had off days. I didn't train
Yeah.
for 3, 4 days recently because I was just so fatigued, and I realized that going in there, yes, I was working out hard, whatever, but you need to separate, like, when you're in there, when you're not fully in there, your 100% is realistically 70 to 80%. Like, you're not fully there, even though you're pushing as hard as you can for that day. And I noticed that, hey, my sleep's getting affected, this and that. I'm gonna take a step back, take a few more extra rest days. I still got movement in, I still walked, whatever, but I didn't put too much attention to it because I just needed rest. And guess what? After those 3, 4 days, I went back. Like nothing happened. So it's just sticking to what you're gonna say. That's the most important part, not what you're. Don't focus on what you're not doing. Focus on what you can do, and that's the perfect thing for you. Hmm.
And oftentimes taking 2 steps back does mean 1 step forward, right?
Exactly.
Like it's important to listen to your body's cues and signals and recognize when you might need that extra rest. Like if you are a 5 a.m., 6 a.m. gym goer, then yeah, we're going to have those days where it's extremely hard to get out of bed in the morning and you build up that extra fatigue. You probably are accumulating fatigue more frequently or faster than somebody who maybe gets an extra 2 or 3 hours of sleep than you. So listen to your body. And this isn't an excuse just to say, oh, like I'm tired, I'm gonna skip the gym today. With that being said, listen to your body on those days that it is screaming at you. It's okay to take that extra rest. You're not going to move
Exactly.
backwards. If anything, it's going to help you move forward. So,
Yeah. Exactly.
yeah.
Move your body.
Now,
Here.
a system that I like to utilize with my clients is the 3 level routine system. And this is something that I think everybody can think about and apply to their
Hmm.
lives. So, 3 levels. Level 1 is your ideal day. In a perfect world, what does your ideal day consist of? Level 2 is a busy day. So maybe you've one thing extra on the go, or an appointment runs late, traffic is bad, just something comes up that makes your day a little bit busier. And then level 3, this is the most important one, is your bare minimum day. So a super chaotic day, everything feels like it's off. What are you doing? What is your bare minimum that you're still going to get done regardless of everything that's happening? So for level 1, your ideal day, that may look like you're getting your full workout in, like you're going to the gym, you're crushing your lift, you're getting your workout in, you're getting your steps in, you're getting your cardio done, you hit your macros perfectly, or you hit your meal plan perfectly. All of your non-negotiables are hit, all boxes are checked, water, everything is in alignment, and it's a perfect day. It's an ideal day. And to clarify, this is a bonus. Like this doesn't have to be your baseline. This is like a bonus day that like probably
Perfect day.
realistically isn't going to happen every single day, but it's your ideal day. Think about what that may look like for you. Now, level 2, like I mentioned, is a slightly busier day. So maybe for level 2, instead of focusing on or aiming to get a full workout in, your cardio, your steps, everything, maybe it's a shortened workout. Maybe you're only focusing on getting your steps in. Maybe you're choosing to take a rest day instead of going to the gym. In terms of nutrition, instead of hitting your macros perfectly, you're just aiming for getting your calories in, not going over your calorie goal, but not being super under either, and making sure you're getting protein in every single meal, or tracking only protein to make sure you hit your protein goal for the day, and then not being super stressed about your carbs and your fats. It's just a little more simplified. You're still being precise, but it's a little more simplified. Then we have level 3, your bare minimum day. So if everything goes to shit, what is your absolute bare minimum? And this is where a lot of people tend to pile more onto their plate than what's realistic.
Yeah.
Like, whenever I ask my clients, what's your bare minimum? They will tell me their perfect ideal day. I'm like, no, 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 let's take a step back here. your bare minimum day. Maybe that's as simple as literally just getting 3 meals in, each with protein. Not tracking anything, but getting 3 meals in with protein in every single meal. Maybe that's getting steps in. Better than 0 steps for the day, right? Maybe it's only getting in like 2 out of 4 liters of water. Maybe it's just being mindful in general rather than saying fuck it and going off the walls, getting takeout, stopping at the drive through, not getting any steps in at all. Maybe it looks like you are just having a protein shake, something quick and easy like a protein shake and a Rice Krispie treat rather than your cream of rice pre-workout meal. Maybe it's
Yeah.
just like a quick 20-minute workout while your kids are in the bath or something, getting out for a walk because you have to take the dog out anyways.
Hmm.
It's just a day that keeps you in the game. It keeps you moving forward. It's not going to move you backwards. It's not going to stall you. It
Hmm.
just keeps you in the game.
Yeah, and having a dog, by the way, really big hack, guys. That's your
Mhm.
hack right there. Walk that dog all day. It's a really good thing, and it makes it fun.
Even when you don't want to go out, well,
They
too
they
bad.
need to go out. They need to go out, right? Which is a good thing. You can make it
Yeah.
fun because then like you're not alone. So
Hmm.
there's that. But yeah,
Yeah.
and all those were really, really good just because of it's really important for your bare minimum day. It's just what it sounds like, the bare minimum. And it's a thing for a reason. It doesn't, again, go to, hey, a bare minimum day is failure. The reason people name their perfect day or say things for their perfect day as their bare minimum days because they think if they actually do say the bare minimum, that it equals, hey, I'm failing at something here. So, my bare minimum day, it's gonna look like getting all my steps in and whatever. And that's that. I'm not gonna stress to go do my lifts and whatnot. And that's fine. Like, you do have those days. But again, that's gonna, like Bella said, it's gonna add up over time. And it's gonna get you more progress than the 5 days out of the year that you're at 100%. And also, 100% is not a thing every single day. Even people on prep do not have 100% days every single day, whether it be with routine, motivation, how busy their day gets. Not everything's gonna be just perfect how it is.
Yeah.
Obviously, we have to do things that we don't want to. Sometimes when you're super tired and you have that evening cardio, girl, you're gonna go to that evening cardio. It's still how you feel is also a big part of it. If you're just not present, that's also not you at 100%. So it doesn't just have to be physical things, and also could do with you, your mental and whatnot. So yeah, taking this into like real life applications, everything that Bella said with all the levels, the way to apply them is going to look very basic and easy, right? So if you have a busy work day, you just have to pick which level would fit perfect for that day. If it's doing the bare minimum because meetings are back to back, you have to pick up your kids afterwards, you can take your pick, right? If you're traveling, again, how we talked about previously, simplifying it is best. Putting your meal prep in Ziplocs, freezing them, taking them. Or, hey, I don't have access to everything, but I'm gonna intuitively eat in the sense of hotel breakfast has, again, bread, hard boiled eggs, fruits, sometimes veg during like lunch, whatever. There's single ingredient things if you genuinely want to that you can make work. That's called simplifying it because if you can't buy eggs for your breakfast while you're in a hotel room and you can't fry or whatever with the eggs, there's things that you can do. I
Yeah.
actually, have you ever, and don't lie, okay? Because I don't want to feel like I'm the only freak here. Were you ever in a hotel room and you needed to do egg whites for your breakfast? What did you do when you had to do egg whites for your breakfast, Belle?
Microwave.
Okay, good. Okay. Sorry, so much shame just left me.
No, that's not weird. I don't think
Oh my
that's
God.
weird.
I thought that was so disgusting. Like, I never have told people that.
No, like think about when you put egg whites in your oats. You're putting your oats in the microwave. What's the difference?
Oh, I never put it as one. I mix it in.
You
Egg
mix
white,
in your egg whites
oats.
with your oats?
Like oats first, egg white second, cook them both, and then mix them.
Okay, you should try. So you cook your oats. When your oats are almost done cooking in the microwave, pour in your egg whites. Give it a stir, put it in the microwave, then your egg whites cook with your oat mixture. And then it's like fluffy oats. And it all combines rather than having like your
That
clumpy egg
sounds
whites
like
that you cooked on top of your oats.
that sounds like a texture war, actually. Isn't it
No,
slimy? Aren't your O's slimy?
why is
No?
the egg whites in there? Because it's like the egg is like a binding agent.
Sorry, the hairs on my back just stood up from you just saying binding agent. I don't want to know that my food is a binding agent. Thank you so much. We're gonna stick to me and you microwaving our eggs and not talk about that again.
Okay,
Microwaved eggs are actually not
besides
that
the
bad.
point, let us know how you would cook your egg whites in a hotel.
Yeah, it's honestly I've done egg whites microwave don't taste the best, but whole eggs I've microwaved and they taste honestly kind of gas.
Hmm.
Kind of gas. But
Or
anyways,
a
or
bodybuilder thing
what?
is to make egg white pancakes. And if you want
Oh
a
yeah,
sweet egg white pancake, pour
stevia.
your egg whites into your meal prep container, mix with stevia, and even better if you have those flavored stevia drops,
Hmm.
cinnamon, into the microwave she goes. Then you top it with your microwave berries and some sugar-free syrup. Yes.
Hmm. Dude, my down bad moment, my down bad disgusting moment was I used to
Mhm.
do Laurelie's hack when it comes to her Hulk pancakes, right, with the oats, egg white, spinach. But at a certain point, Brayden took away my oats, okay? And I was so set on the fact that I'm still gonna make those pancakes, right? I didn't put the oats in there, but I put so much spinach, I swear I almost got poisoned that day. To make it more like have more volume, so it's egg
Volume.
whites, yeah, a shit ton of spinach, but I took the stems out because I'm not insane. Stevia, sugar-free syrup, cinnamon. You mix it, you put in the thing, and like low key, it tasted like absolute shit. But back then, that was a sweet treat.
At that
Sweet
point,
treat.
you forget what a real sweet treat is like. So you gaslight yourself and you're like, nope, this egg white pancake is a real pancake,
So
and it hits.
I
Right
blend
now,
my.
off season, absolutely not. That would taste diabolical.
I'm
But
not
when
taste.
you're
I'm not
fresh,
touching them.
yeah,
But what's? Have you ever tried blending your chicken? No. Yes. No.
no, no. You have?
Yeah, actually, I have. It doesn't taste like anything. If you, okay, hear me out. Hear me out. Just stop looking at me like that. Like you look at me like I'm
No,
disgusting
you
right
know what
now.
I'm thinking about is how people make those tuna-based pizza crusts. Have you
You
seen them?
blend it. You blend
Yeah,
it.
you blend it, and I've never tried it because I can't wrap my head around. I can't get past the
I've
texture factor, but I've heard it's good.
Yeah, I've done. I blended the chicken. I seasoned it, obviously, like after it's blended, not before. That's disgusting. You cannot do that. Actual step, okay? This is where egg whites becomes a binding agent, actually. So I'm sorry for calling you out
Now
earlier.
you're calling me out and you're using that term, so
It's two different things, two different things, mind you. But you blend your boiled chicken, okay?
Mhm.
After you season it, you put a little bit of egg whites in there just to like make it a little as one. And then you lay it out on parchment paper, throw that in the oven. You have chicken chips.
Chicken chips.
Chicken chips. Yeah, like tortilla chips. If you flatten them out a lot, you can, okay, you know it tastes good. You know, and you're just finding it because you know it would taste good and you're just embarrassed. That's why, don't lie.
You know what?
It's
In prep,
good.
in prep, hack, I'm sure.
100%. I would never touch it right now. I'll throw up blending it.
I just can't get past blending my chicken for real.
You can't smell it. Like, don't go like by the blender and smell it though.
Oh, hell no, hell no.
No good.
But
No
I can
good.
see it. I do. I trust the
Yeah.
process. I can see it being. I can see it being good for real.
Thank you for saying that. I appreciate
You
it
know
better
what
than
I
you.
actually discovered the other day is overcooking your potatoes in the air fryer, thinly sliced
So
with
good.
salt and a bit of avocado oil.
That's what I do too.
Yeah,
Are you
potatoes
a breakfast? Are
literally
you are you part of the breakfast bowl group or no?
breakfast bowl
Like the potatoes sprayed in avocado oil in the air fryer, like cubed, so it's like the breakfast spot kinds.
with
Eggs.
eggs,
Yeah,
ramen
eggs.
yolk.
Yes, always, always.
Yeah,
I just got on that too.
turkey bacon,
Some salt on there. Ugh.
avocado if your fats allow.
I sub out my almond butter for avocado
Yeah,
sometimes when I need to. Let me live, okay? It tastes so. It's the most
crazy.
satisfying thing ever.
Yep, so good. And I don't feel like dog shit the way I would if I
Oh
went
yeah.
to like a breakfast spot and ordered
Such a difference.
a
Such a
breakfast
difference.
bowl, like 1,200 calories, 800 mgs of sodium.
Which is so weird because you're right. There is such high calories, but when you do it yourself, I promise you that breakfast is about 400 calories.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Like it must be the oils that they cook in, and
So
I
much
guess
oil.
maybe they're using like full fat bacon, full fat sausage. It's the sauces for sure. Like they use their,
If you're going for
sauce or
non
whatever.
yeah, if it's not hard-boiled eggs, if it's like an omelet or scrambled, they use milk and butter in that shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Milk? Milk? Is that
Like,
a thing I
why
didn't
is
know
that
about?
necessary?
It's like, and it's, sorry, not milk, cream. There we
Cream.
go. Cream. Yeah. No, you got me. You got me so
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah,
Also,
and
really off
sugar-free
topic.
ketchup on that breakfast bowl situation or
So
barbecue, sugar-free barbecue.
also, I was out for sushi yesterday, and tell me why. We did Diet Pepsi, okay? Diet fucking Pepsi, and 3 rounds of Diet Pepsi in, okay? I'm like, can I get a refill of Diet Pepsi? 'Cause that's what I've been having. And she goes, oh, we're out of Diet Pepsi. What do you mean you're out? What was I drinking for the last 3 glasses? And she was like, so she knew that she fucked up and she was like, oh, I mean, like we just ran out. And I was like, no, that was not Diet
No.
Pepsi. The way I almost cried. 3 glasses, Bella? So, do you know, that's 90 carbs, by the way.
Did you weigh yourself this morning?
Yeah, I weigh the
The
same,
same?
big as hell, so there's no difference. So there's like, it's just making it worse.
Because what if you no, you would know if you were drinking the full sugar stuff. It doesn't taste the same.
Girl, I was too focused on my sushi. I couldn't tell.
You would I feel like you would know. Like that shit is so sweet. Like
Yeah, I haven't drank that in so long though, so I
no,
feel like I wouldn't be able to
no.
tell.
I took a sip. Well, last year I took a sip of a full sugar
Yeah,
energy drink and I was like immediately no, absolutely not. Like tastes like shit.
I had a really bad sleep, really bad sleep.
That
Okay,
was mostly from the sushi though, so who knows?
oh, it was so fucking good. But
Yeah.
we're still off topic. Sorry.
Sorry, we're wrapping it up. So
Yeah,
the biggest takeaways is just going to be remembering what your baseline is for those three different levels, right? Your
yeah.
bare minimum day, your busy day, and then your ideal day. And what I really like about establishing these three levels as well is even on the bare minimum day, you still feel accomplished at the end of the day. Despite having a super chaotic, hectic day, if you hit your bare minimums, then you still feel that sense of pride and accomplishment and like you're moving forward and making progress, right? Versus if you're aiming for the level one ideal day on your busy, chaotic days, and you don't hit your ideal day, yeah, you're going to feel defeated and you're going to feel that resentment building up. And that's what causes friction and resistance to staying consistent and moving forward with your physique goals or weight loss goals, whatever it is.
Yeah. 100%.
And even when you're traveling or days that you wake up and don't feel as inclined to go to the gym or get your steps in, at least then you can like say, okay, I'm just going to do the bare minimums or I'm going to do a level two busy day, say if you're traveling or whatever, you're simplifying it. Instead of completely abandoning your non-negotiables, you're just simplifying them. So rather than falling into that all or nothing trap, I like to call it like imperfect consistency. You're being consistent. It's not perfect, but it's better than nothing, right?
Exactly.
And biggest point being that consistency built on bad days is going to propel you forward on those good days. The good days are going to feel so much easier in comparison when you know how to navigate those bad days.
Yeah. 100%.
So yeah, think about what can you do today to execute no matter what. Instead of thinking about what would the perfect version of me do, just think about what can I do today to move the needle forward no matter what. Something is always better than nothing. Your results come from your worst days, not your best days. And if your routine only works on those perfect days, then that's probably the reason you're stuck.
And that is not your routine.
That is not the routine for you. Reevaluate. Go back to square one, go back to the drawing board, think about what is going to work for me and me specifically, not my favorite TikToker,
And not Nancy.
not Nancy, you.
Exactly. But we hope you took a lot out of this video because obviously we're trying to break the stigma of everything has to be perfect, everything has to be what
It
everybody's
doesn't need to be
promoting.
aesthetic. Like,
No, we're all for breaking it's the clean girl aesthetic for fitness. The clean girl aesthetic for fitness is so it looks draining for everybody to do at once.
mentally and physically. Stop trying to be that it girl and find what works best for you.
Yeah,
That is
exactly.
going to be the key to your success. So,
Mhm.
hope you enjoyed this episode. Drop your biggest takeaways below. As always, you can find us on Instagram. And yeah, thank you for tuning into another Consistency Code episode, and we'll talk to you next week.
Bye.